Hey there, I'm Han.
And I'm Kat, and we're Brews and Reviews. This is Tyson. He likes coffee too. He's not drinking my coffee.
He generally would. He loves
trying.
tea and coffee.
Oh.
He just like ate half my orange as well. So.
Cheeky. Anyway, I'm gonna let you down now because you're just nosy.
We've got work to do. Today we're going to be bringing you our top 10 books that we have read in 2017. We've decided to not do rereads, so these are all books that we have read this year.
For the first time.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Thanks. I was like, You know what I mean. Come on now, guys. You know me by now. We tried to limit it, but we couldn't get past 10, like, because
we've got problems. We like too many books.
Yeah.
We read too many good things this year. Just wasn't possible.
no. Okay, so I'm pretty sure like this was the first book I read this year, and it is the Shadowhunter Academy. I love Cassandra Clare and all of these ones, so obviously it's in that world. It follows Simon Lewis's story of becoming a Shadowhunter. Actually, I probably will cut that out. We'll cut that out because you didn't know that.
Of becoming a Shadowhunter, actually, I probably will cut that.
And I'll just spoil it for you.
Thanks.
Sauce.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I kind of guessed though, because I knew it was Simon that was in it, but
Yeah.
oh well.
So this follows Simon Lewis's story. It obviously features a lot of the other Shadowhunters from the other series as well, but it's mainly about Simon Lewis. But I really enjoyed it. You know, it's still got the same feel as all the rest. It's got the humour and, you know, the quirkiness that comes with Simon. Like, he's so mundane and I like that, you know.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that kind of twerk with it. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Twerk.
Twerk. I don't know.
So I actually read the first book that I'm going to be talking about during the Biannual Bibliothon and Booktubeathon that we did last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be talking about Of Fire and Stars by Audrey culpers. Now, this book is about two princesses that fall in love, along with other fantasy elements, of course. So, I mean, what more could you want? Because it's so cute. Their romance is just so adorable, and you cry, and I'm like, just need more of this in my life.
Okay, so the second book. By the way, these books are not in order of my preference. I love these all of these books equally, so please don't think I'm putting these up in order. But another book that was one of my favourites in 2017 was An Ember in the Ashes. I'm pretty sure everybody out there knows that I am deeply in love with Elias, and I would marry him and have his babies if possible, but I don't think that is, so I'm just going to have to deal with him in book form. I know, it's always the case. No, I really enjoyed this story. You know, all of the characters in it are just brilliant. I really like her way of, you know, storytelling and everything, and it just sucked me in straight from the start, and I was so connected to all of them, and I couldn't wait to continue on with the series as well.
To be fair, it was a really good book. I did really enjoy it. I read it in like a day, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it like proper hits you, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's so dark,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Like, but really great.
Yeah.
The next book I'm going to be talking about is one that I really loved. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Now, I feel like this book was kind of like what kick-started me on the audiobook thing, and just what made me like really get into reading sort of YA again, because I kind of went off it for a bit.
Yeah.
It's a dystopian book, and I'd gone off those as well, but this brought me right back in, and dystopian sci-fi, come on. I talked a lot about this book in the past because it is just really great. It's very compelling, and I find that you really experience what the main character is going through. It's very vividly told, and you kind of, you really feel for him. You can understand why he's doing these things, and it is very well built. Like, it goes in a different direction to what you think it's going to go in, and you kind of understand that it's taken its time to get where it's going, and that you feel the characters learning from their mistakes, which is really great. And yeah, it's just a really great book, and I think everyone should read it.
Another one of my favourites was Lord of Shadows. This book gave me all of the feels. I mean, honestly, the way
you go spoiling.
I won't. But the way it left it, I was like, don't do that to me. Like, honestly, like, there was tears, there was a bit like outrage. I was like, like, it was just brilliant. there's a character in it that I absolutely adore. He's just fantastic. He's so well developed and detailed, and oh, he's just brilliant. He just gives me like Magnus feels all over again. I love it.
Oh, I do love Magnus.
I know. I just really, really enjoy it, and I can't wait for the next one. I've seen the cover of it. It's gorgeous.
They really are gorgeous.
Yeah.
All of those covers are.
The cover's beautiful, and it just makes me so excited to read it.
The next book I'm going to talk about is Graceling by Kristen Kishore. Now, I didn't really know what I was expecting from this book when I picked it up, but I really found the main couple in it adorable. Their relationship was just very sweet, and I found it very interesting how people interacted with people with powers in this world. The story basically follows a woman called Kata who is graced, which means that she has a certain ability, and her ability is killing. So she gets used by a lot of people as a strong arm, or like someone who's gonna enforce her ruler's justice. Anyway, she ends up going off to do something else because certain things arise. It's really hard because I know you're going to read this and I'm like, I don't want to give you too much of a plot point. I think I've talked about this in a previous video, so I'm not going to go into it too much into detail, but the relationship is really sweet. The storyline goes... Yeah.
I want to read it from what you told me about Poe.
It's just adorable! Anyway, I just found that it went to like darker places than I was expecting it to go, and I really enjoyed that because I was like, yeah, get down and dirty with that. Like, not down and dirty with that, but like, it like roughed it. Like, it had the characters literally, oh shit, what's going on with you guys? Oh.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. Not that they were real words, but you know what I mean. It was a great book.
This book is the sequel to Remember in the Ashes, and it's A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. And again, fantastic. It just gets straight into it. Like, there's no build up, it's bam! Like, first page is like, oh, okay, I remember what's going on now. Like, and you just, your heart quickens and it's like, oh my god. It's just brilliant, and it's so like deep and it just gets me. It's just brilliant. Like, this series I highly recommend. I think it's brilliant. I really, really do, and I'm not just saying it because I've got a love for Elias. I generally really like it. I think it's brilliant.
The next book I'm going to talk about is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now, I'm sure most of BookTube knows about this book and I'm just late to the party. I loved it. So much 80s nostalgia. My dad is obsessed with the 80s, so I've pretty much grown up with lots of 80s stuff, and I knew so many of the references in here, and I was like, Dad, you need to read this because it's great. And I just loved it. I thought it was so creative. The Oasis is such an imaginative idea, and I just thought it was fantastic.
So nervous about the film. So nervous about it. I just feel like the trailer just doesn't live up to the book standards, and I know it's going to be a disappointment.
Well, I'm not going to think of it as a disappointment because I know it's not going to be the same, but I'm just hoping that it can get something of what the book could do.
Hopefully. So this is a book I read in October, and it's called The Suffrage Song by V.E. Schwab, and it's about kind of monsters and a town that's kind of divided by two sort of groups of people that don't get on, and they have different views, and it's so interesting. I really liked the kind of dark aspects of it and the different monsters. They're not ones I've really experienced before, and I like that, and the relationships and the people in it. Can't say too much about it, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, because I'm going to read it, so I'm like...
Yeah, it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and like after I finished reading it, it had me on such like a book high. I was like, oh my god, like if I had the second one, I straight away would have read it. So it was really, really, really good.
So the next book that I'm going to talk about is Cress by Marissa Meyer, because Scarlet I read earlier in the year, and it kind of put me off a little bit because I didn't particularly like how insta-lovey that was. Yeah. But Cress, the sweetness. I love Cress as a character. She's so like ditzy and like, but she's so caring. and she's just so you just want to give her a hug.
Yeah,
Like
you
you're
do.
just like, oh, Chris, come
You
here.
just want to wrap
come
her in
here.
bubble wrap and just carry her in like a little bag around with you, don't you?
And be
just,
like, yes, come see the world with us.
Exactly.
Chris. Oh, and Carswell Thorne. Like, finally, I understood your real love for Carswell Thorne because
I know, right?
he's a sweetie too.
I love Carswell Thorne.
It's, yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about this book because it's the third book in the Lunar Chronicles series, and if you've not read Cinder and Scarlet, then you shouldn't be reading this. So.
Now, this one's a very important one that I read this year, and I'm so glad it is in my top 10. It is Legend by David Gemmell. Now, as you all know probably, this is Katie's favourite book of all time, and it's her favourite author, so of course I had to read it. And I was so happy that I generally did love it. Like, at first, I think I struggled a little bit, like, understanding what was going on. But I think I was thinking too deep into it. Like, actually, I was like...
You just need to take it away.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And the end bit, you know, where the battle really commences, it's so detailed. I could see it right in front of me.
But you can just imagine it now, can't you?
Yeah, completely. You can see it. You just have to, like, mention a bit and it's like, oh God, yeah. It's like... And, like, the characters as well... Obviously, like, my favourite was Bowman, but I did obviously love Dross. He generally is a legend, and, you know, all the characters, they're wonderful characters, and it was truly a wonderful book. I'm so glad I read it.
Me too.
Yeah, and yeah, it was just brilliant.
The next book I'm going to be talking about is Winter by Marissa Meyer, because after reading Cress, how could I not read Winter? Like, right then. Like, as soon as I finished it. So I'm listening to it on an audiobook at work, and then I'm like trying not to cry as it gets all emotional, and I'm trying not to cry as it gets all like the final climax is happening, and I'm there like, why?
I know.
It genuinely like knocked me for six. This book, it like connects you so well to these characters that you're there like,
does.
no, let anything bad happen to them, my sweet precious babies, no.
And even like Winter, who you are introduced to in this book,
Oh, she's so cute.
like straight away you're like, okay, you are wonderful, I need to protect you, and it's like, I want the best for you in life and you need to accomplish it. You just want for her so much.
I mean, like, all I can say about this book is that it is the conclusion to a great series that you always wanted. You know how like some of those final books are like letdowns? This is not a letdown. This is more than you can dream for, and
I think it does it in such a perfect way.
Yeah.
It's not too much and it's not enough, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely spot on in every aspect.
Definitely.
Another one of my favourite reads was Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. Now, House of Hades also would have been on there, but it couldn't have been because it's a reread. However, Rick Riordan, I take my hat off to you, sir, because you are one fine book writer. Like, absolutely loved it. Nico. I mean, that's all I can say, like, just Nico. He's just cute. And I just really loved it. I thought it was just the perfect wrap to a perfect series. Like, it ties together, you know, this series, but it also links to the first series as well, which I thought is just wonderful, and I generally can't wait. I've like started collecting all of the others, and then I got the first of the Magnus Chase for Christmas, which I think is like top of my list to read. I'm so excited for it, but his writing style, like, he's generally one of my favourite writers. I think he's proper up there now. Ooh. He's proper up there now because I just get into his writing so easy. It's just me all over. Like, it's how I speak. It's just so conversational and so chilled, and you know, you don't have to think too much. It's just like, yes, I get it and I love it.
So another book that I want to talk about, I've just finished, and it is Nixia by Scott Ryan. I can't say his last name. I'm sorry, Scott, but you're awesome. So there's that. I've talked about this in our December wrap-up, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but damn, it's like a competition in space, and I get Ready Player One vibes and Maze Runner vibes, but it like has a magic all of its own. It is just fantastic. I really fell for the characters. I got really, really wound up in their storyline, seeing, you know, these kids that are in it are trying to battle it out for the chance to go to this planet and basically have their families secured for life with like money and healthcare and all that sort of thing. And you really feel for them. You're like, oh my god, I feel the pressure that you're under, and like I know how much you want to win and how much it means to win, and you really feel what they are feeling. So the storyline itself is just really compelling, and I think everyone should read this book because I just want the next one like right now. Where's the next one? It's not here.
So we've got 3 left, and these are ones that we've both read and that we both agree on are in our top 10. The first one is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just wonderful. Do you know what, like, I really actually liked how scientific it was. You know, it kind of was endearing, do you know, because it is like that. They have created dinosaurs.
Yeah, it makes it believable.
Yeah,
like
completely.
You think, all right, I buy what you're selling me right now. Like, I understand that. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
you've created dinosaurs, and I'm on this ride with you. I don't mind that. It was good. The science made it like really great. Plus, can I just say the tension in this book?
Oh, yeah.
It's just on point. You know, in the film, when the Tyrannosaurus Rex is coming, and like that whole scene when it's the same in the book. You just sat there, you're on edge, you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You fear for the characters, and you know these dinosaurs are badass. And
They're just, I really, really like, you know, the descriptions as well and how it talks about the dinosaurs. I just really, really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it might be a bit heavy for me and like a bit too, you know, info overload, but I'm glad for it. I'm glad it was like that, and I appreciated it. So.
The next book that we're going to talk about is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Now, we both read this book, just one after the other, because it was great.
Yeah.
Like, we've done a review of this, so we'll just link that down below if you want to hear more of our thoughts on it. But it is a YA. It's very funny. It's a very funny book.
It is.
And it's got heart, and you can kind of... You're really attached to these people, and you understand that, oh, like, they feel normal.
Yeah.
They feel like people that you could know, and they make decisions that you understand.
Yeah.
And that make sense. They're not just like, oh, I just did that because.
Yeah.
It's like they come to regret some decisions.
Yeah. The diverseness of all the different characters, I really liked, and it made it very interesting.
I think the monsters.
Yeah.
The Chimera and the Seraphim are just really... It's an interesting battle, and it doesn't feel like Angels and Demons sort of overload. You know that, like... It's one race against another, but it's not like Angels versus Demons so played out. It feels like there's a new story there.
Yeah, it's something bigger,
know.
it feels, doesn't it? Like,
more monumental.
Yeah. The other book that we chose is Shadow and Bone by Leah Bardugo. We did this as a buddy read with Fee from Mystery Date with a Book. You should head over and check out her channel because she's wonderful, you know, she's funny, and all of her videos are just great to watch.
Yeah. So, Shadow and Bone is the first book in the Grisham trilogy. I feel like a lot of people have already read this book, and we're, again, late to the party. But you know what? I don't care. It was a great book.
It was really great.
Like, just gotta say, I absolutely love the Darkling, because he's just great. It's just great. I love him, and may have received, like, some hate for that. No, not hate. You guys just laughed at me because I like the Darkling so much.
I mean, he's pretty nasty at times.
But he's so well developed, and
that's the good thing about him.
He's just like the darkness. Just like it.
He is what needed to be in
Snow Like Ashes.
That is what the baddie needed to be like.
Yeah.
But it
needed
just wasn't.
that.
Yeah.
Needed some complication and some actual motivation.
What I really liked about this book is I really like the magic system in it.
Yeah.
It's, once you start reading it, it's like, ooh, there's a lot of complicated words here, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite complex and like, but really interesting, and you know what the different kinds of magic can do, and you know, I really like that.
Yeah, it was very clever. I also really liked how it was set in like a Russian type world, like a Russian type fantasy world, because a lot of them are like medieval England and that sort of thing, and like that is really interesting world creation, and I just really liked it.
So, yay! That
it.
was our top list of books that we read in 2017, and I've got to say, I think it's a good selection of books.
I think we did really well this year, and we read some cracking books.
Yeah.
Yes, I just said cracking, like I was Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit, just Wallace. Gromit doesn't speak, he's a dog. Anyway.
But yeah, I think it's been a thoroughly enjoyable year of book reading.
Yeah, we got some really good ones. I'll definitely be rereading some of these books.
Oh, I will, definitely.
Probably all of them.
Yeah, no one knows. We tend to reread a lot.
We hope you enjoyed this random rambling of talkingness that we've just done, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you later.
Bye.
Drink. He likes coffee and tea, so he will drink it.